totally worth it. Please don't copyright me, Paramount. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is directed by Christopher McQuarrie, stars Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Vanessa Kirby, Henry Czerny, hope I'm pronouncing it right, and as a Morales, and tells a story where Ethan Hunt and his IMF team must track down a dangerous weapon before it falls into the wrong hands. Hello, you weird, beautiful movie lovers. My name is Louie, aka Movie Fandom, and, about the Mission Impossible franchise, I have been a huge fan of this franchise since I was young. First movie is awesome, second sucks, third is pretty good, fourth is so freaking good and has my favorite stunt in the entire series. Fifth, Rogue Nation, which is really great. It does have some issues, but still a lot of fun. Fallout, which is one of the best action movies of all time, and now this. It's been delayed for 2 years. 2 years. And it is finally here, but is it worth it? Oh my god, is it? Okay, let me start off, let me start off with the obvious. Tom Cruise, he is awesome, though he may be kind of a weird guy in real life with some stuff. You know what I'm talking about. He is an amazing actor. He is one of my favorite actors, and possibly my favorite action star, right with Jackie Chan. His stunts, it's definitely one of the most tamest. It's probably the most tamest when it comes to how many stunts are in this movie for the Mission Impossible franchise, but nonetheless, they are awesome. And also just the simple action scenes which aren't as big, like one at the airport near the beginning, which is some of the best action ever. I loved that scene. And also the desert scene, it's so good. It is so good. And also the writing, the story itself, it goes back with the first movie where you gotta pay close attention to it. And it did sort of lose me sometimes, but I'm not gonna lie, I loved the story. It's well crafted, well executed, it's just it's really greatly put together. Also, Christopher McQuarrie, he's been directing the Mission Impossible franchise since Rogue Nation, and he is by far just an amazing director. Honestly, for the people who thought that him directing Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Dead Reckoning Part 2 would be a bad idea, yeah, may regret saying that, because, oh my god, this just proves how good of a director he is. He's easily one of my favorite directors working today, especially involved with action. He is so good. And also, by the way, we get some new cast members, and we get some new characters, in here. Specifically, we got Hayley Atwell's character. You may know her as Peggy from the MCU. She plays a character called Grace, who I will say I had some issues with her, but she does get right on track, no pun intended, right on track with her character, and I think she is a fun addition. She's really well acted. Hayley Atwell does an amazing job as her. She's a lot of fun. Yeah, I loved her in here. She is really good, and she is just an amazing new character that has been introduced. And also another one, my personal favorite new character that's been introduced. Hold on, is it I can't find her name, but forgot her name, but she's basically the one, with the white makeup. I forgot her name. I'll check it while I'm editing it. But she is so freaking awesome. She's my favorite character who is being introduced in this franchise, and she is so much fun, especially in the car chase earlier in the movie, which she is just insane. She's mad, and oh my god, she was so much fun to watch. Just seeing her go crazy and her face expressions was just, chef's kiss. It's awesome. So freaking awesome. Genuinely, I could watch an entire spin-off TV show of her just being crazy, genuinely, I loved her in this movie. Also with Luther. Luther is my personal favorite, Mission Impossible character, and I'm so glad, because now he has a lot more screen time than he has in the previous movies recently, and I really liked him in here. This is definitely my favorite, movie with Luther in it. So yeah, he is just great. And also Simon Pegg as Benji. He is also great. There's a lot of great lines, and also in the airport scene near the beginning, which is really intense, and I loved that part. Also, with the intensity, the thrilling scenes are thrilling. I was like on my seat. I mean, I almost yelled out, Jesus! But I didn't do it quietly, but I didn't say it out loud, like the top of my lungs, where Simba roars at Pride Rock. It wasn't like that. But genuinely. And also the train, scene, which, I will say wasn't where I was expecting it to be. It's mostly at the end, but honestly, from what we get from it, it's amazing and is really intense. So good. And also the motorcycle stunt that's being marketed to death for this movie. There's much more than what's being shown. And I love what they did with it. It's just insane. It's terrifying. Ethan's face, oh my god, like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah. Also, see this movie on the biggest screen you can. IMAX. You can, even if it's, watch it on even a bigger screen that's bigger than IMAX, but I'd highly recommend checking it out in IMAX. Cause, oh my god, it is amazing. From the size of it, the sound, it just perfectly fits, and is so freaking good, and I loved it so much. Holy shit, it's so good! I can't stop raving about this movie enough. Genuinely, this movie is so good. And also for a movie, because the runtime is 163 minutes, it says on Letterboxd now, 164. Said 163 before, but yeah. It barely feels like that. I'm not gonna say there are times I didn't feel the runtime. I did feel the runtime, but it never really bothered me. And also there are scenes, especially in the beginning, that are slow-paced and fast-paced at the same time, and it really works with the tone it's going for, and I really appreciate that. If I'd say issues, I'd say the opening goes on a little too long. Not saying it's bad or anything. I loved it, and I wouldn't change a thing other than just maybe trim some stuff, like trim a little fat off the bacon there. I don't know why I use that. But it does take a while till we get to the theme. But still, it is a great opening. And also, I will say there are some scenes that, I think cut a little too early. Specifically the airport scene, since I love that scene so much. But yeah. Also, it has an amazing villain. You understand his motive, even with it being awful and terrible. Maybe my favorite villain in the entire Mission Impossible franchise. In fact, he is. Sorry, Mission Impossible 3, but Gabriel is my new favorite Mission Impossible villain. Yeah, so that's mostly what I gotta say. Hello, Editing Louie here. I forgot to, I just wanted to say I forgot to, say some stuff about, like the score, cinematography, stuff like that. I just wanted to say that real quick. So yeah, that's just what I had to say there. Back to the video. Overall, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is amazing. It leaves off with the ending, since it is a two-parter, like everyone says, because everyone says it, when it ends, you're not like, oh, I gotta wait another year or however long for it. It doesn't feel like that. It's like half of the story complete, and it really works, specifically with, like Across the Spider-Verse did. But in my opinion, I think this does have a better ending than Across the Spider-Verse, but still, both ways. Fast X, this is how you do, this is how you end one part to your story. Okay, Fast X, learn lessons, you dummies. But really though, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is awesome, amazing. There are scenes that are heartfelt, heartbreaking, intense, action-packed, everything and everything in between. I loved this movie, and I'm giving Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 an A. So, those are my thoughts on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah, so what did you think about this movie? Did you love it, hate it? Let's agree, disagree down below in the comments. Come on, tell me! Really, though, I love this movie, and I hope you did, too. Yeah, I'll have a ranking off, the Mission Impossible, movies soon, hopefully later today, or maybe tomorrow, maybe today. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, stay awesome.